And welcome back, everyone. So, last time your party found a maze full of minotaurs and undead minotaurs, and it was amazing. Ah, very good.
I said it louder.
Boys. You found your way into a maze and found what appears to be some kind of barbarian warlock hybrid that was a nightmare. And in doing so, you managed to defeat minotaurs by randomly disintegrating one as a reaction to one turning around a corner, which was great.
Look, we all know now, don't surprise Shabari.
Yeah.
Never.
Remember, Thomas,
I will say,
ever surprise Shabari. Happy Valentine's!
An extremely impressive use of animate objects as well that turned the tide of the entire battle. So
that was awesome.
Yes, an incredible fight against Belarath, who I'm not sure you know as Belarath properly yet, but we'll cross all that bridge in a minute. Anyway, you're making your way through the Underdark, trying to find out why people can't scry inside here. Something larger is afoot, and maybe you've started to uncover what it is. Or maybe not, but we'll come to that in a minute.
We've all entirely forgotten that that's the thing. We have not talked about it since we started the campaign.
Probably not.
I'm going to sort of ram the campaign down your throats, all of you, so that's
okay.
You like adventure, don't you? You like adventure.
Anyway, we ended right at the end of combat, so there are dead minotaurs all around you. Yes.
All around me are dead minotaurs.
Could you just maybe acquire the head of that minotaur, and then I'll bring you over on the spike?
What?
Oh, the one that is on the other side of the spike trap to all of us right here now.
Yeah, can I send you back? I've got the spikes for a minute, so as long as you're fast.
What are you getting the head for?
Am I going to be able to...
Look, DM Fiat, if you want to be taken over on a spike, cut the head off and then come back. I'll allow it, but you have to roll a check to cut the head off.
A decapitation check.
Check the technique.
I think Thomas is just like eyes at Halbernet, being like...
Halbernet has just come across on a spike after murdering the vampire who was no use to you whatsoever in that fight, but Niall still formed an irreplaceable bond with.
Murderer. My boy!
If we have the head, I can maybe talk to it later.
I have just destroyed a vampire. I suppose we are in the Underdark. Very well. Let's do this.
Grim as it is, it might be worth finding out as much as we can about what else is going on down here.
No, understood. If you could just give me some warning so I'm not very...
Thomas is going to go now and decapitate the minotaur.
No, I meant when you talk to it. This is fine.
Oh, yeah, I'll do it out of your earshot.
Thank you.
Violence is fine. Talking to dead heads is weird.
Get back on the spike like a broomstick.
Yes!
Yes, you sort of hug the spike and it sort of moves across and you can get off.
Nice.
Belarath's body is quite close to the side of the pit. Are you using your fiery sword to cut the head off?
Yes.
Cool. I want you all to imagine the smell of bacon. Good. Actually, no, Belarath's a minotaur. Steak. As you are cutting and sawing away at the head, make me an athletics check to get it off in a sensible piece.
No athletics. Thomas' weakest skill.
It's Thomas's best skill. He just can't
No,
roll
it's only
well
when it's climbing. Only when it's climbing.
Because I'm not going to lie. That Belarath is a minotaur, but also a very large minotaur, 8 foot tall, big, thick neck, probably a quite chunky
Neck's
spine.
probably as tall as I am.
Yeah.
No.
Wow.
That's not.
Yeah.
No, that was the 22.
22.
Yeah.
You do sort of saw through the neck and manage to crack the spine as you go, and you do pick up this gigantic head.
Maybe plug your ears. Yeah.
Well,
I've heard that
Oh,
before.
hang on. It's this noise. There it is.
enough. Blimey.
Anyway, you now have the head. You can. It's got 2 very easy handholds because. Sorry.
Can't hold on to it and also hold on to the stick.
Just spike it.
Yeah, stick it on the end.
Use it as a steering wheel.
Nice.
All right,
Let's go
sorry.
grim and gory quickly.
It's my own fault for creating the corpse desecration line. But anyway, you have the head, and you can return on the spike without any explanation needed. You are now all on the far side of the pit. The animate object spell will cease, and the spikes will clatter to the floor. All 5 of you are on the far side of the pit from where you arrived. There are still...
Can I do a cool roll off the spike and then present Shavarth with the head?
Roll me an acrobatics check.
I know.
Oh no.
Is this what romance is nowadays?
That was an 8.
I think Thomas thinks it's romantic, but
I'm gonna get a head
even I
flung.
find, that's weird.
Can we say that it's a forward roll that just stops because the head's too heavy, so you just fall on the floor?
Guys.
Oh, you're right, Thomas. You've fallen off.
No, I meant to do that.
Oh,
Go ahead. We'll
I-
carry it for now.
Could you?
I will, yeah.
I mean, Thomas is holding it and it's about that size. So.
We got a bag of holding.
I will, I'll
No,
do
we
it.
haven't got a bag of holding.
No.
Oh, man.
I will use rope to strap it to my shield.
You're gonna have to use a good old hands of holding,
Yes.
Now, if you strap it to your shield, it will make your shield extremely heavy, and shields aren't designed to have weight pressing down on them and pulling them down. You better strap it to your back.
Well, I was thinking like shield, strap to the shield and shield on my back while we're
Oh,
just
okay.
walking.
That's fine. Yeah. If you want to find a way to...
The idea that the head was going to be on the shield.
It's on the shield.
That would be hilarious.
Like, it would be very hard to hold that up.
It
But
kind of looks horrifically like you've sort of got a hunting trophy
Yes. Well, I mean, technically that's true.
on your back.
I suppose.
Certainly I
Not
wouldn't
one I
consider them.
want to stick
No,
on the boilerplate. I'm not really into that.
it was a sentient
decoration.
being. You do not want to portray it. Display it.
No, I'm not suggesting we do. I'm suggesting that we, talk to them, then, chuck them off a cliff or something to bury them.
Maybe find our way out of this maze quicker.
Chuck them off.
You are currently still in a maze. That hasn't changed. You don't really know where you're going.
Do you want us to distract Hal for a bit?
Oh, I can't do it today. That's why I need the head.
Oh.
I mean, find our way out of here, find somewhere to rest.
I was going to say, certainly I could do with a rest.
Same.
If I may just... And that ring of mine works its magic. Give me a second.
Oh, I took damage last game.
I am at full health. I even still have my temp HP.
Really?
Yeah.
You didn't fall
So
in the
do
hole.
I.
You didn't fall in the hole either.
No, I slung Nolan out of the hole to kill that Minotaur that was behind me and Corin.
You did. That's correct.
Okay.
The one that pushed me in.
Everybody gets 12 points of damage. 12.
Inflict wounds.
So that's presumably 3 over 4 rounds, something like that.
Yes.
Yeah. So you all will be healing slowly as you walk off with just a bit more health.
Dankeschön, Halbernet.
Where are you going to go? Currently, you're still in a maze and you have no idea where to go, and the maze stretches out ahead of you. You don't hear any further Minotaur sounds, but you haven't listened for them properly yet.
Does anyone have that awful cleric spell, Find the Path? That'd be really useful here.
No.
It wouldn't even work here. You have to know where you're going before you do, because it's not, I want to go to that random point, I don't know where it is. You have to say, I want to go to there, and then it says, well, here's the quickest route between those 2
Yeah,
points.
if you said, I want to go to the centre of the maze, it would take you to the centre
You
of
have
the
to have
maze.
seen it before.
I don't think so.
Yeah, it's a terrible
Anyway,
spell.
either way up, no one's got it is the issue.
It's a level 6 spell for some reason.
Shall
I
we?
have it.
Shall we just keep holding the left-hand side of the wall?
Seems to be working.
We know exactly where we got to, and so therefore can continue in the same vein.
Yeah.
Cool. Who in the party is going to be looking out for more traps?
Oh, I'll do the
I'll
trap.
do it.
Oh. I
I've
think
got
I'm
quite good
better at
pers-
traps.
Is it perception or investigation that they're...
It's perception to know that something is wrong, and investigation once you know an area to look at it in more detail. Also,
I am
Shivarith,
good at perception.
You can see because you've got light on, but that is not particularly useful for this. You need perception checks first.
If someone can point out where there might be traps, I can probably find the traps.
There we go.
I will percept the corridors as we go. Do I go with passive then, or do I...
No, you can roll for it.
Don't know if it's going to be better. 19.
19.
Mm-hmm.
For brevity. You make your way through the maze. It takes a couple of hours. Every now and again, you'll head down a corridor and you'll note that there is something wrong with the floor, like beforehand a pit trap or similar. Sometimes, Hal, you will stop people and go, we shouldn't go that way, something's wrong with the walls. And if you look closely, sometimes there are spikes that come out of the walls and other similar traps. This whole maze is a death trap. However, you hear no sign of any further minotaurs.
Cool.
There's also dead ends. You have to occasionally get turned around. But eventually, if you do the trick of holding onto one wall, so you're constantly only traveling a single path, you will eventually find your way to what looks like the center of the maze. It is a couple hours later. Can everyone roll me a con saving throw, please?
Oh,
Everyone.
crikey.
Crikey, gosh, crikey,
nice.
yes.
Crikey, gosh, crikey.
But
21.
Okay, no. That's a 17. That's still not awful.
Great,
19 for me, Chris.
great. Not good.
6.
This miniature head is real heavy.
I'm sorry. If I had Tensor's floating disc, I could levitate it, but I don't.
The Minotaur has probably about half again the weight and size of Thomas, like it's big.
Yeah.
Do you want me to take it for a bit? I could strap a shield to my back.
I mean, you can.
Shavaris, roll an athletics check.
That is a natural one.
You can't lift it.
Chonk, chonk, chonk.
I think
Let me take
what
it.
happens
Dunk.
is
Oh.
I strap it on and then immediately topple over backwards.
Exactly. Legs in the air.
It's fine.
Exactly.
It's fine. I'm fine. I'm fine.
I don't know what happened.
going.
That was probably a fluke.
It's fine.
It's quite heavy.
Yeah.
Should we
Sorry.
rest?
This is happening during the travel, I will say.
I see.
Now, what did you roll for the con save?
17.
Thomas, by the time that you reach I'll describe it in a second, the center of this maze, what feels like center of this maze, you have 1 level of exhaustion.
Oh, no.
Oh.
It is strange and unnerving to be traveling through a maze, and it is a long, heavy journey. You will eventually arrive in what feels like the center of the maze, and as you do, ahead of you there is a larger room, and because it's so notably different from what came before, it instantly strikes you as something different, a change of pace. The room ahead of you is completely dark. Light spells and so on will help you see more. These alcoves with heads inside and that sort of thing line the walls. There are a couple different paths that come into this space. You reckon there's a couple different ways into here. There is a rather gruesome throne in the center of this space that it looks like it's made mostly of bones and other parts of deceased creature. The smell in here is appalling. Around the side of this space, there are quite a few Minotaur corpses, full Minotaur corpses. You did see an animated Minotaur corpse beforehand, just reminding you all that happened.
Yeah.
Bless you, now.
I know, it smells in here.
All right.
Good acting.
There are sort of tables and chests in one corner of this space. And it looks like another corner of this space was probably used for sleeping of some kind, but it's not like a bed. There's a bunch of what look like discarded rags and sleeping things, and the smell in that corner is particularly bad. There's also
Here.
there's also a corridor at the back of this space. It looks like it heads out into unworked stone again, behind the throne. But that is what you notice as you arrive. Yes, Emma?
Can I look at the chests, please?
Sure.
I was
Can
going to say,
also look at the chests, please?
but I just want to percept at them to make sure that there's no.
The casters scurry over to the chests.
I don't know, I'm going to go to the throne.
Well, I was going to, yes. So I want to percept the place for.
Percept the room.
traps
Go on,
for-
percept the room.
Well, can I investigate the room since we're here? I want to investigate the chests for sure.
You can investigate the chest. You can investigate a room.
18.
18. How, looking around this space, I will give you a couple of things that you notice. One, there are sort of parts of the center of this room, especially around the throne. It looks like there's trenches or holes that have been dug into the rock. And as you head over and look down, there's a lot more dead, deceased things in these trenches. They were probably used as charnel pits or similar.
Nice.
Yeah. The room itself looks like it's probably living, not a particularly pleasant living arrangement, but where people stayed. Where the Minotaurs stayed, where they travelled from, their sort of central point in the centre of this maze.
Nothing as romantic as a home, but more as a place where they spent time. Yes. I see.
in the alcoves and the various heads around here, most of them are vampires. There's a couple that aren't. There's a couple that you recognize as Underdark denizens and that sort of thing. One, you catch one immediately that you don't recognize but sends a chill down your spine. It looks almost octopus-like or squid-like, long, dead tentacles hanging down from a sort of cephalopod-style face. And roll me a history check.
Just me?
Just you, because you're the only one who percepted.
Okay. 12.
You've never seen one of these before, but there is an instant sense of dread from you because you've heard of them.
Yes.
And these things are not run-of-the-mill monsters. This is not a run-of-the-mill thing. Mind flayers are bad, and you know that they are extremely bad. Friends of yours have died. Yes. They are a extremely powerful, extremely dangerous species. Corey's mentioned stuff about them before and knowing a bit about them, but this is the first time that you as a party have gone, oh. I believe it's also fair that with a 12 you can start to put 2 and 2 together about the lack of divination spells.
Ah, excellent.
In the meantime, Corey and Shavareth were heading over to the chest.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Roll an investigation check on the chest.
I have rolled. That is a 32.
Oof, that's an 11.
I was going to ask if Corey was offering assistance, but okay. Corey, if you head to the chest, like Shavareth, you go, whoa. The chest has a very obvious, metal cap over the side of where it opens that leads inside the chest that couldn't more obviously scream deadly and dangerous trap if it tried. It isn't well hidden at all. This is not an attempt to have this trap in the hidden chest. This is more of a don't touch my stuff kind of trap.
However, I only rolled an 11.
Oh, no, Corey, don't touch it.
Why not? When not?
Because that thing's going to, snap your hand off.
Okay.
Omelin, when you're done living out your power fantasies on the throne, do you think you could come and, get rid of this trap?
She's just about to put her hand on the throne. She's like, rude. I was just saying if it was comfy and she puts a bar on it. It's not, and then gets up.
Absolutely not comfy. It is a status symbol over comfort symbol. Absolutely.
I feel like we should destroy all of this. Corey, could you come over here, please, a second?
Yeah?
Thomas, what are you doing? You just walked in and gone and face planted on the floor.
Basically, yeah. Immediately drop the Minotaur head on the floor, and is probably just kind of having a little sit. And I will look around. Maybe I'll go and kind of have a look at one of the... I'm just going to have a look at one of the corpses, see if there's obvious, how did this die? Was it unusual?
Sure. We'll come to that in a second. Yeah. Right, so Nelman's going over to help with the chest, and Corey's going over to look at mind flayers. In fact, we'll do it now. Now, can you roll a investigation check on the body?
Sure. Oh, nope,
You're exhausted.
And what does that mean?
Disadvantage.
Disadvantage. Well, it can't get any better than a 4.
Wow.
It's a 4. Dead, innit?
It's a dead Minotaur.
That's... God, blimey.
You don't see any obvious, wounds, and that's all I can give you.
Yeah. Yep. I sit
But
down.
it is definitely dead. It smells real bad.
Good.
Really
Good
bad.
Dead.
Very dead. Corey going over to help.
Mm-hmm. Yeah?
Do you recognize that thing? And point up at the Minotaur, at the Mind Flayer.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes, that's what I thought. How should we tell everyone? It's not easy to get across quite what we're up against.
No. Are we sure we want to be here?
Well, absolutely not. But at the same time, if we don't do it, who will? I do feel like we have the strength within the 5 of us to take them on. I think we just need to be sure it's all of us going all in.
I guess we need to tell them everything we know
Yes.
so that they can decide, because it's not fair to make them.
That's what I mean. Anybody half-hearted in this is going to be destroyed.
Yeah.
Aye. Okay. Al is
Shall we maybe give them just 2 minutes to acclimatize to the room and then
True.
gather?
This room is hideous. Yes, let's do that.
It smells really bad, Hal.
Really bad. Really, really bad. I don't know what to do.
Blood.
Yeah. Oh, oxidization. Ugh.
I could try and make it smell less bad.
I've got mending.
No.
It's the smell.
Is mending like a Glade air freshener? Is that a thing we're going to add in? I mean, I don't have a problem with us saying that mending works a bit like a Glade air freshener. I think it's quite a nice addition.
Nice. Okay.
I'd allow it.
Wait. Let me just it's
You're mending the air. I'd allow it.
It'll be the methodology will be putting a clove of something. I mean, obviously not garlic, but something in the hand and going and then throwing it up in the air.
As opposed to a clove of literally. Okay.
Like a smell grenade.
Yes, exactly.
Hal starts
it's quite
to
strong for a while.
Well, it's incense, so you're probably using incense. So you're sort of replacing one very heavy smell with another nicer one.
Yes.
Cool. Jest.
It's right there. You see that big metal bit? It would have like snapped Corey's hand off.
Okay.
Then it must die.
All right. Lockpicking time.
Roll me a lockpicking check. It's your proficiency plus your dexterity. So you don't have Do you have reliable talent with this?
Not for my tools.
Uh-huh.
I don't believe I picked it for my tools.
Do you have expertise in your lockpicks tools?
No, I think it's just a 9.
All right.
Just a 9.
Can I help by shining light in the
Yeah, you can assist. Of course you can.
places?
Absolutely fine. You have assistance.
In which case not.
Also means you're standing next to
Yeah.
her, so if it goes
I'm
off...
already there. I didn't move.
Yeah, no, my expertise is only in perception and sleight of hand.
You have advantage, so you can roll again.
You took expertise in slight... Okay.
I think I assumed sleight of hand was the skill used for thingamabob, for
Thieves'
trap
tools.
thingy, and yeah. But
Do you want to swap it over?
it's all right.
No. This is a...
Well, yeah, I can't.
No,
yeah.
you wrote something down on a sheet of paper and it is therefore canon. No, if you want to swap it over, like if you want to be good at seeing things and undoing traps, which is kind of the reason that you took it, then yeah, swap it over.
Yeah, I thought sleight of hand was the skill you use, because I'm like, I wasn't going to steal anything.
I'm really good at pickpocketing. That thing that happens in all D&D games.
Yeah, no, I stab things and I unlock things so that I can then go in the room and stab things.
I will allow you to have your expertise on this, go to have your reliable talent on this. Which means you can't roll below a 21 unless you roll a 1, and you have advantage
Oh,
on
do
this
get
roll.
to roll again.
Wouldn't
In case
roll.
it's higher.
And also, Thomas is right there, face planting a minotaur, so you know.
Not in the Minotaur.
That's dead.
So if it's
So dead and so comfy.
if it's expertise in
Although it would sort of
thingamabob,
squelch a little because it's quite old now.
it's a minimum of 23,
Nice.
Unless you roll a
Roll it.
unless I roll a 1.
like a
And
wet
I've got
pillow.
advantage. Thank you, Emma.
I don't want to get stung by whatever's going to spray out of this chest.
That is a 26.
Yeah.
Nice. Did you roll a 3?
A 3 and a 13.
This trap is not, I mean, it's almost insulting. This trap is not designed for like lockpicks or tools to do anything to. It is literally just a gigantic vice that if you open the chest will clamp down to keep the chest closed. And as you open it, you see the thing that it'll do is then there are some spears set at the back that will just jut out and stab the person in front of the chest. It is not clever.
Can I just in that case, can I just get Shavaris, move her away from the chest, move to the side of the chest, open the chest up, the spear comes out, and then take the spear out and go. Disarmed.
Disarm.
It's 3 spears. You can just
Take the other 2 out.
remove them all out of it and it will, it's now, the trap will still
Anybody
go off.
need a
but-
spear?
Free mini short spear, why not?
They are
Yes,
rusted spears. They are gross. They are, and you can see why as you open the chest. The chest is
Actually, I might have use for those. Just like stick them in my backpack.
add 3 spears to your inventory.
Crouch a little. Tall woman. 6 foot or something, aren't you?
Yeah.
Crouch.
Got to live that power fantasy somewhere.
I've still got loads of poison. I forgot about that.
Loads of poison.
Yes,
Me
anyway,
too.
sorry.
Nothing is.
Yes.
Nothing
Not a
has
problem.
poison. Yeah, nothing takes poison
Sorry,
in the
Chris.
Underdark.
Right. Inside the chest, about half of it, and I'd love to say this was neatly packaged, one half. It is not. About half of it is full of meat.
Ooh.
And it's not like nicely cut steaks. Like it's bits of dead body that have been cured is a strong word. Salted, probably.
Nice.
But they're just laid
Wow,
in this
they
chest.
salted it. That's like, I'm a little impressed.
High
It's
quality
like a
cooking.
step up from just eating it, isn't it?
Who's bringing salt
I
down
assumed they
here?
were just, yeah.
The other half of the chest looks like it is
Good point.
Where do they get salt from down here?
Salt Bay delivers them.
There's a salt cave round the corner.
there's a salt cave.
Like in Poland, where you can go and you can lick the floor of them.
They've been salted with bits of gravel that are a bit salty. There's also, as you look through it, Shivareth, if you do you want to look through it? It is sort of
I'm going to use one of the spears to, like,
Nice.
poke
Good move.
away.
okay. There are some absolutely ruined clothes in here.
Oh. Someone brought some clothes with them.
I'll be the
Check 'em
meat.
Yeah, on the end of the spear.
They look like very, very nice clothes of nobility. They are very, very well made. They're quite old-fashioned, about 100 years or so.
Were we looking for someone noble? From the diary?
Well, they were both nobles, right? But
They were both nobles, and they were looking for another noble who absconded into the Underdark called Belerath.
I have found one of the nobles. Or at least
Close.
they died here.
I thought they were only 40 years or so ago, right? Not
They were.
100.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Wait, who went 100 years ago? What?
We
In
don't
the
know
book,
anyone.
there were 2 nobles that went into the Underdark.
Oh, I see.
There was also, they were looking for someone who'd gone in about 20 years before that point, and these clothes are much more from that timeline than this.
Oh, this is probably the one they were looking for. Maybe he got eaten by minotaurs.
Maybe.
There
But then
is-
they kept his clothes.
That is odd.
Weird.
That is odd.
They keep the heads. Why would they not keep the clothes?
Well, is there anyone else's clothes in here?
there's also a set of quite sort of strange-looking robes, black and purple, that have resisted all of the
Corrosion.
stank of this chest.
All right, I will
Yes.
identify those.
Okay, you're doing that now, just immediately.
Yeah, it's going to take 10 minutes.
Okay,
I don't have it prepared.
that's fine.
Just have it as a ritual.
Do you want to just take them out and start looking at them? Take them away.
Is there
and
anything else in here?
10 minutes.
I'm not touching them. I have to touch them once to identify, but I'm not like going in for it.
Use the spear for the rest of the time.
Yes.
Otherwise, in this chest, there are some papers at the bottom, like a sort of papers that have been folded in a paper envelope style thing, but it's all just been tied with string. Like it's not clever at all. These are sodden with old blood.
Nice.
I'm not touching those, but if someone else wants to, in fact, I'll prestidigitate them.
Does that work?
Yeah. They are no longer sodden, but they're still stained.
Well,
Can you read?
you could mend them.
I would be. Well, hang on. Halvaneth is at the moment very worried about.
Hey, Al!
Yeah, ask Cal to mend them while I just check out what these robes do.
Can you come here and make these papers less dirty?
I've done the dirt. You just need to fix them.
All right. And I will.
I'll read them.
I've done
my
the
eyes.
dirt.
Yes, I will come over and mend them as best I can. Where did you find these?
Underneath all that meat.
Oh,
Beneath
dear
all that
God.
meat.
Wow. That is appalling. Okay.
Gonna
Well,
taste. I'm joking.
Right, fine. I will mend them and then can I mage hand them up so that they're like and stick it in like a what are they called, X-ray machine, and then look through. They hold up a candle behind them.
The two of you can be looking at those. We'll get back to those in a second.
Yeah.
Corey, are you doing anything in particular while Hal's been called over for this?
Can I think... Can I look around the room for other, evidence of mind flayers?
Oh, nice. Good idea.
Moving around this space and taking a look around, roll me an investigation check.
My first one went so well.
Can I help by kind of staggering over and just being like, these are definitely dead. I can't really see why.
Yes.
Okay.
The help
one's
of
dead.
a confused person.
So as part of my investigation, in order to make the help action work, one of the things I do is go and look at the Minotaur.
Cool.
Oh, nice.
That's not 20. It's a 22.
Nice.
Wow. Good work.
Thank you, Nat. Needed that.
These the dead minotaurs, let's start there because you started there and we'll move around the room for the rest of this. You look at them and there's not a scratch on them. Like there's obvious like rents in the skin after they died, but you can tell it's after that because they didn't bleed. You don't know what killed these minotaurs, but something did. But there is not a single scratch on them. Thinking about the Mind Flayer skull on the wall, with a nat 20, you can very clearly go, probably had that. You're right there now.
That was me using my psychic damage.
Probably were either stunned or were damaged mentally in a way that wouldn't damage their bodies.
The back of their head?
Emotional damage.
Picking through a couple of these corpses, you do find one that has the thing you were dreading. The back of the head has a fist-shaped hole in it, right at the base of the spine. And looking inside briefly, there is no brain.
Yeah.
Nice.
Whoa, somebody got their brain punched out.
And sucked out, I think. That's
What
the
kind
problem.
of creature would do this?
Well, Hal and I are going to talk to you.
Well, you know.
There'll be a PowerPoint presentation momentarily.
Who gave Hal minor illusion?
Exactly. Welcome to my TED Talk. The topic is Mind Flayers.
Yes. I think, well, yes, to an extent. And I think the best thing to do is to explain it with Hal's help.
Okay. Sure. You're not
So cute.
instilling me with any confidence.
No.
Okay.
That would be a lie.
Shivareth, you finish identifying the robe.
Yes.
It's called a timeless coat.
Right. And what does it do?
If you aren't wearing armor and you wear this, your base AC is 15 plus your dex mod.
Ooh.
Nice.
You have resistance to Thanks, Nal. You have resistance to psychic damage while wearing this.
Good.
And while you wear this robe, you can use an action to enter the astral plane, along with everything you are wearing and carrying. You remain there until you use an action to return to the plane you are on. You reappear in the last space you occupied, or if that space is occupied, the nearest unoccupied space.
Corey, this feels like it's for you.
What is it?
I don't know, it's got like about the astral and it increases your toughness. Not that you need to be tougher, but sometimes you get hit by like little like pings.
Corey, it's got a black and purple motif and looks quite, there's no other word for it, vampy.
Gothic.
Nice. Okay. What's it called? Sorry.
Timeless robe.
I haven't added it to Beyond yet, I'll send it to you.
Oh, thank you.
It is called it's called a timeless coat, but when you wear it, it's called a coat of timeless beauty.
Okay. Corey is like trying not to be as excited as she was to like the ring because that was
Definitely not cursed, so.
Okay.
That's a
Good.
good
Thank
thing.
you.
You do get a very weird vibe off it, Shivareth, along the lines of that you don't know what Mind Flayers are. Do you know what Mind Flayers are?
I think you had ruled previously that no one apart from Corrie would even have known of mind flayers, but you've just rolled that Hal knows about them. So
that was my doing, though, because I said that they were going to be part of my history in the Underdark. So that was the only reason why that wasn't Chris's.
Roll me a history check, Shavareth.
That is a 24.
You've read about strange creatures in the Underdark with strong psychic connections that have horrific designs and ambitions on the material plane that you've never read in great detail about because it just seem gross and weird. But there is an element of this that is something about this is wrong.
Maybe just don't look too deep into the history of it.
I know it's mind flaying, right?
Yeah.
I just go, oh, I know.
Like, this looks very similar to stuff that you've seen mind flayers wear before.
Yeah, I know.
That's very cool.
Apparently there's something here that Corrie and Hal know about that they're going to tell us about, right?
Shall we do it now, Hal?
Yes, I think that's probably
Before
a very good
you
idea.
do, the notes that you've been reading. Yeah.
If someone's taking time to read out the notes, can I just quickly cast a hut? Which will cast as they're doing reading.
Yeah, of course you can.
Them out loud.
Yeah. Also, don't forget the hut can ward off smell. Smell doesn't have to pass into the hut, so you can.
Hooray.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank the hut.
The story that it tells is quite tragic.
Ooh.
The large piece of paper that has been folded over the top of the others and then bound with string is an attempt to map this bit of the Underdark, not the maze itself. On the maze itself, where you think it probably is, taking a quick look over this sort of area of it, it looks like it's a much more warren-y space, nowhere near as guided and structured as it appears to be here, but still a warren of small tunnels that are quite hard to make their way through. That's the first bit, this map. You also note there are tunnels above you that you didn't pass through, and there's a strange mark over a section that you went past with what looks like a fanged mouth on it that you probably recognize as, that's probably where the vampires were. You didn't actually explore that bit, you went past it.
That's some good drawing, Hal. Some good drawing.
Hal didn't draw it. This is...
No, but this is what Naomi would say. She's like looking at the teeth like, this is good map.
The papers themselves are an account. A man called Belarath, who was a noble in Chantea's citadel, wanted to change the way things were done. The ideas that he expounds as part of writing about this aren't all fantastic. This is clearly not a fantastic person. It was very much along the lines of too much power is held by the people in charge, so we should kill them all. This is not someone who has gentle ideas about trying to change the status quo. This is angry and violent. A lot of the first few pages taken up with him ranting about how he got kicked out and how he got removed and how he's going to build up an army and fight his way back in. The remaining few pages after that are a slow account of running out of food, running out of friends, people dying. And in the last couple of pages before the end, he talks about reaching out, trying to find someone who will help, anyone who will help. He doesn't care who, but at this point he's desperate and will ask for anything. As you turn to the next page, you almost wince away at the demonic infusion of the paper. This wave of unpleasant energy comes off it, and it is full of rituals for summoning demons, devils. There is discussion of which one's going to be the best one to help out with this, and then praises to Baphomet written over and over and over again.
He created a short list of what demons and devils to summon. Noman's laughing at that. That's so.
He did a pros and cons list. There's a pros and cons list of all the different demons.
It's like, this one I'll have to give all my money away, but this one.
Are the rituals learnable?
Yes.
Do they relate to any? Could I maybe have the book when you? And I could just copy some things into my spell book, just in
You
case.
wish to summon these things?
Minotaurs?
Well, only if I'm in control of them.
I don't think that's what Belarath was trying to do.
Yeah, but maybe he wasn't as accomplished as I realize
So you wanna-
I realize how that says as I said it. I realize.
No. You got it. You got it.
Provided you unleash it only on the denizens of the Underdark, I'm perfectly happy for you to do it.
Hey, I'm just saying, you want to summon a Baphomet, then you go for it.
I don't want to summon Baphomet, but like some sort of lower demon or devil could be really useful. Maybe.
Like a
Yes, that's
mammon?
very true.
There's a mammon here. You want that
no,
one?
Mammon's also quite bad.
Oh, okay. Well, none of these sound particularly good, but
No,
you
let's be honest,
go
some
ahead.
of them is
Go
not
ahead.
You'll note as Nelmlin says the word Baphomet that there's a slight rumble in the air around you.
Maybe we don't say their names down here.
Yes, just
Okay,
not.
maybe,
What?
Agreed.
Baphomet?
maybe, maybe we get into the hut and have a chat.
Yes, good idea.
Agreed.
The hut's ready. Bring the. I suppose I don't need the mentor head until tomorrow, so he can stay outside.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay.